March 9th, the speechless man. Luke chapter 11, verses 14 to 26. Now Jesus was casting out a demon that was mute. When the demon had gone out, the mute man spoke, and the people marveled. But some of them said, "He casts out demons by Beelzebul, the prince of demons." While others, to test him, kept seeking from him a sign from heaven. But he, knowing their thoughts, said to them, "Every kingdom divided against itself is laid waste, and a divided household falls. And if Satan is divided against himself, how will his kingdom stand? For you say that I cast out demons by Beelzebul. And if I cast out demons by Beelzebul, by whom do your sons cast them out? Therefore they will be your judges. But if it is by the finger of God that I cast out demons, then the kingdom of God has come upon you. When a strong man, fully armed, guards his own palace, his goods are safe. But when one stronger than he attacks him and overcomes him, he takes away from him his armor, in which he trusted, and divides his spoil. Whoever is not with me is against me, and whoever does not gather with me scatters. When the unclean spirit has gone out of a person, it passes through waterless places, seeking rest and finding none. It says, "I will return to my house from which I came." And when it comes, it finds the house swept and put in order. Then it goes and brings 7 other spirits more evil than itself, and they enter and dwell there. And the last state of that person is worse than the first. My elementary school teacher sometimes insisted that we sit in complete silence for 3 minutes. They seemed to last forever and make us want to speak all the more. But we always knew that at the end of the agonizing wait, we would be chatting as usual. But imagine being told you'd never be able to speak again. If you still had any voice, you would ask 2 questions, wouldn't you? What's wrong, doctor? Is there no cure? Jesus could cure those unable to speak and give them a voice. The Gospel records more than one occasion when he did that. Matthew 15:30, Mark 7:37. But in this encounter with Jesus, Luke, the beloved physician, tells us about a mute man whose inability to speak had a more sinister cause: the presence of a demon. Luke was not naive. He does not attribute all physical illness or disability directly to the work of Satan or to demon possession. At times he notes that Jesus simply healed people, but here he is very specific. Whatever the physical symptoms this man had, the root cause of his disability was not physical. The bondage of his tongue was the result of a deeper bondage. Jesus cast out the mute demon and the man spoke. Don't you wish you knew what he said? Whatever it was, most people who heard it were awestruck. Most, but not all. Mixed in with the crowd were 2 groups of people hostile to Jesus. Some of them accused him of performing the exorcism because he was in league with the devil. Others kept on demanding that if he really was the Messiah, he should prove it by performing some sign from heaven. They'd deceived themselves into thinking that if he would do something more spectacular than enabling a mute man to speak, then they would believe. Was some of the crowd taken in by the self-assurance with which those accusers spoke? Jesus' response is intriguing. A kingdom or family in which there is internal division cannot survive. Perhaps these words were intended to operate at 2 levels. Level 1. Jesus' opponents were a kingdom hopelessly divided. One group was complaining about the sign he had just given them, casting out the demon and restoring the man's speech. The other group kept moving the goalposts. They were asking for a sign when he'd just given them one. For all practical purposes, their complaints cancelled out each other. Level 2 goes deeper. These men were claiming that Jesus was in league with Satan. But how could that be when he had just cast out one of Satan's minions from this man? Jesus' action was a clear indication of what he had come to do: attack the fully armed strong man, overcome him, and capture what he possessed. This is what Jesus is on the road to Jerusalem to accomplish. It has been the plan since the beginning, for he is the long-promised offspring of the woman who was to come to crush the head of the serpent. Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. Already he has defeated the devil in the wilderness. Now in Luke's Gospel, Jesus is bringing restoration of what is rightfully his. and he is on the way to his decisive victory over Satan on the cross. We live now in the aftermath of that victory, but we are still waiting for the final destruction of Satan's kingdom. So long as that is so, the evil one will try to get revenge on Jesus by attacking his disciples. The Christian life is a battle right to the end. But in that battle, Jesus is the winner, and those who belong to him are on the winning side. Today's reflection. Do not be puzzled if the Christian life is a battle today. Jesus said it would be. Look out for those moments of conflict, and in the midst of them, rejoice that you are ultimately on the winning side. This devotional series is being produced with the kind permission of the Good Book Company. A link to the book To Seek and to Save by Sinclair Ferguson can be found in the description below.